Oh, nice. I think it's working. Okay, cool. It's working. Just do 2 of these then. Yo! How you doing, Hi Wolf? Yeah, it's a personality core, man, or it will be. It will be. When I'm done with it. At the moment, it doesn't do a whole lot, but it does do some things. Let's see if I can show you something. Where are we? This may blow itself up the second I turn it on, so bear with me. Alright. Turn it on, let's see if he wakes up, right? Set mode idle. Yeah, so he's waking up. Anyway, we're building him up step by step, man. That's the whole point of the stream. I do this twice a week, and I'm gonna get this little jerk to kind of trash talk me while I play games. That's the idea. Right now, he's kind of lobotomized. He doesn't do a lot, but I built him up from scratch, and it's taken way longer than I thought it would. So, yeah, that's the story. That's the pitch. And I'm currently trying to make him less of an angry blinker. He needs to chill. He'll be all kinds of cores right now. He's an everything core. He doesn't have a personality just yet. Something that I'm hoping I'll be able to do down the line is, yeah, do the blue core, do basic Wheatley like that. But also have different personalities for different colors. Not necessarily the Portal ones either. Like, maybe I can get a few people, you know, whoever's on stream at the time, to help crowdsource some personalities, and I'll just make it one of the personalities for this robot. And then, yeah, the idea is that that particular personality will watch me play games and act accordingly. You know, be helpful, be a huge pain in the backside, something like that. But yeah, before I even get there, there's a whole bunch of problems that I need to solve. Namely, making this thing a little less angry. Yeah, I could. You could, man. But I tell you what, I think the last anime I watched was probably Delicious in Dungeon, so I'm gonna need some better versed people in anime to give me some suggestions for character personalities. But that's the idea. Have it take on that personality, be that character, and then maybe down the line, I'll set up some text-to-speech sort of stuff where people can override, like hack the core, and people from chat will be able to get this thing to say something as a certain character, which is probably a terrible idea, but I'm gonna get there anyway. So yeah, that's the project. But right now, I'm in the doldrums of just getting the basics working. It's been a long road getting to here. So now, I'm trying to get some smoother animations going. Basically, I'm trying to figure out the tick rate for this guy. and so he's got a there is a streamer I know who does that. Who's the anyway? I mean, yeah, totally. I'm sure I'm sure that will definitely be an option. That would drive me up the wall. Maybe it can be the pink one. Maybe the pink one says ooh in between everything. Ooh bot. That would drive me insane. But hey, I signed up for this, so there we go. What was I even thinking of? So we have a problem, which is that at the moment when I tell the bot to do something, it kind of goes, yes sir, and does it as quickly as it physically can, which is usually way too fast. Like, this thing is a very angry blinker. It sounds one way on stream. I really hope that noise isn't coming through too intensely on the mic. I have no idea. But right next to me, it is a really angry eye. And I'd like it to be a little bit more chill. You know, it can go max speed when maybe it's the red eye. Maybe that's the angry personality. Maybe that's too obvious. But for the most part, I'd like it to be chilled. So need to figure out how to regulate its movements. I need to make it a more chill orb. And that requires me to do some tick math. Yeah, it's a complicated issue. So we're gonna see how we go, man. I'm bumbling my way through this. If I actually end up getting this to some degree of completion, I'm gonna do a stream in a bloody wizard's robe and a hat, and I am gonna ponder the orb, man. I am gonna sit there and play video games, and this is gonna be the orb that does the pondering. In Soviet Russia, orb ponders you. We had a last tick check. So the logic that I was going to go for, if I consult Le Plan was something like this. And I don't even know. Did I copy this properly? Yeah, what am I doing? Just quickly, because the font size is always the wrong size when I start this. So Le Tick Plan. Let's do this. So make Wheatley less angry. So the job is every loop increment tick counter. Record last time ticks were cleared. If tick count is greater than some number, then what are we going to do? We're going to calculate tick thing. It is. I mean, it is obvious, and it is obvious. And sometimes I like to just articulate very simple common sense things, because my ability to make mistakes on very simple things is nigh on infinite. You know, just like everyone who has tried to do any kind of hobby project, the stuff up counter is it's big, man. It's I have stuffed a lot of things, and yeah. Yes, exactly. So if tick count greater than some number, calculate the tick thing, and then reset the counter. You know, is basic stuff. So let's see if we can do that. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, nice, man. So, yeah, what kind of engines do you use? What's your... What's your poison? What do you work on? Nice, nice. You've been at it for a while then? You've been doing this for a few years? Setup, we don't need that. Nope. Not yet though. We're going to say where's my those capital serial. Actually made a drawing animation tool, so not only games. Doing it for years, mainly use Pico 8, GameMaker, Python, Lua, and Godot. Nice. Yeah, look, I've heard amazing things about all of those engines. I'm really curious about Godot from maybe like, not even necessarily a game angle, but there's a project I want to work on as maybe a sequel to this guy, where I'd like to build Gur from Embedded Zim, sorry. Embedded Zim, slip of the tongue. And that robot actually has two kind of big round eyes. And I've found these little round displays. And I'd love to use like a game engine or something to render what the eyes are actually doing. Maybe make it a little expressive and modify it like that. Could be totally overkill for that kind of project. I could probably just as easily use something else, but I've seen someone else do a similar thing, so it looked like a semi-decent idea. And so what have we got here? We say if tick count's greater than 50, we're going to serial.println iController tick check, and we're going to say serial.print. I don't want to print line. Quit auto-correcting this for me, please. And do a thing. Nice. So you're a professional developer otherwise? Is it your day job? To count. Right. I haven't touched GameMaker at all. I have no idea what it is or isn't good for. Yeah. I mean, it's usually pretty hard knowing what tools you should use until you've actually done something. Hey. Free to do as you will. Free from the 9-to-5 grind. So we're just gonna print this out over. So it's the tick rate. Over millis current time minus minus last tick check. That should be it. And then we're going to say last tick check equals millis, and then tick count equals 0, and we're just going to go again. Yeah, cool. So let's try that. Let's see how we go. So something that I actually have. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I know. Look, clearly I'm not lead enough. Outrageous. Okay, so this thing is ticking at a stupid rate. This thing is ticking at an absolutely stupid rate. Like, I honestly wasn't sure. Greater than or equal to 5,000, tick count equals 0. Did I const that? I hope I didn't. No, I didn't. Yeah, you know, I sort of like the way that. Oh, what the hell's going on here? How is that? How is that going to 50? That doesn't make sense to me. Anyway, this is just C++. So, in case it isn't immediately apparent, I'm not an embedded developer. There's been a bit of a learning curve, kind of getting back into C++. The last C++ thing that I worked on was probably about a decade ago, trying to reverse engineer like the control sequence for a little remote control drone. But the idea is it's C++ for the embedded hardware that controls the eye. And then, yeah, Python's okay. The annoying thing with Python is that it requires an interpreter, right? And that then requires a whole kind of operating system around it. I know that there's ways of compiling, I think, executables. I don't know if there's a workflow for like using Python in embedded. At least I have no idea if that's a thing. Maybe it is. It feels like anyone can work in any language that they want and cobble together some chain of tools that actually produces the thing. But I'm working with some little microcontrollers to control some of the actuators and LEDs. And these are little things called ESP32s. And this runs off a little real-time OS. Kind of little chips like this little thing. And the advantage of this is that the startup time is effectively 0. Like, I plug power into this eyeball and it's on. It's ready, it's running the code, it's doing the thing. You know, I don't have to wait like a minute for Linux to boot and to run my user script. It just goes, which is really cool. And so, yeah, I'm thinking it's really interesting. Look, it's been a really fun learning process. This isn't a world that I come from. There's a tool that I'm using right now, which is called Platform.io. And Platform.io is sort of, I think, the next step above kind of baby's first embedded. It's like, once you graduate from just using the Arduino IDE to flash your code onto a little microcontroller, Platform.io makes the rest of it really easy, and it's saved my bacon so many times. It makes navigating all the tooling that's required to get code onto this actual machine code works. Yeah, it's baby's second embedded, exactly. So yeah, I'm learning a ton. I'm absolutely learning a ton, and Having a bit of fun while I do it. I don't know if you can see this, but you ever seen that Homer Simpson meme where like the front of him looks really impressive and then right behind him you see all the elastic bands like pulling back all of the skin? That is the back of this arm. I don't even know if I can pull it over here. You probably can't see that, but there's like a cluster of wires that are protruding out the back of this. I'm very glad that that's not on camera by default. All right. Anyway, so we will come around to it. So what's happening here? What dumb thing have I neglected to consider? We increment the tick count. If the tick count's greater than 5,000. Yeah. It's true. It's true. Nothing ever happens. The internet's a lie, including this. You know, this is all fake. This is all very convincing AI. Or it will be very soon. So I feel like I'm doing something dumb again. What have I done that is particularly dumb? I have incremented tick. I have, if the current tick count is greater than 5,000, we do this thing and then we blah, blah. And we're always getting 50 out of this for some reason, which is the current value, blah, blah. I just might get it to sing a song about pungent cheese, and I'll get it to sing it in an exquisite baritone voice, maybe soprano. We'll get it to run through the registers, the different types of cheese. We'll have to create a whole tier list, you know, a whole mapping of vocal range to cheese. This is really pioneering technology, to be honest. Yeah. Going where no cheese has gone before. That is, if I can get over my own incompetence. What is going on here? Is there some kind of res condition here? Am I not reading, has the value not what I think it is? Millis minus last tick check. So if I go back to there, last tick check was that. Let's see what happens. Write the code. Anyway, it's probably going to spam 50 at me again, right? Something exploded. So this is really interesting. I think this is iterating so quickly. Yeah, this is particularly weird. Okay, so I think I'm running into some embedded weirdness here. All right, let me refresh my memory on the servo actuation code. Pac-Man goes to LLMs. What's the link there? Is that like, is this like New York Times connections level mental gymnastics, or is this like an obvious link that I'm missing? Okay, let's do this by time. Let's do this by time then. See if this does better. Enemy AI in video games. Yeah. Trying to murder the living. Yeah, that sounds plausible. Ah, Blue Sky. Too much social media, man. I can't keep track of this. I feel like I'm drinking from the fire hose. Not keeping up. So what is going on here? What is... This is wildly different to what I was seeing before. That's me. I'm content. We're content. He'll be content. All the things will be content. We're all content. Well, we'll see how it goes. I mean, I'm glad to have visitors, and I'm glad you've stopped by to witness the buffoonery that is me trying to solve very basic problems, one step at a time. We might get there. We might get there if I learn why this is behaving so differently. Very strange. So what have I done here that's particularly dumb? I feel like I'm rate limiting myself somehow. What have I done? Every loop, we increment tick count. If the last time that we checked for ticks so that's 9 ticks per second. Don't we all, man? I mean, ego is a little bit like a flame, right? A little bit is an essential thing. Keeps you warm. Too much of it and no one wants you around. You gotta keep it in that sweet spot. Can't go out completely. You can't have it burn like a raging fire. Tell you what though, I have absolutely no ego when it comes to how crap my own code is, and I don't understand why this is as slow as it is. It's sort of weird. It's like I would have expected to get more than 9 updates a second. And I think from the last time when we were running this, we were in fact getting more than 9 updates a second. So something isn't quite on with this. There's something weird with what I've done. Um, we can have this check every second and just have it do this. What have I done here? So let's upload monitor that one more time. What have I done? Da-da-da. I was mathing wrong. We all try our best, man. That's life. We all try our best. So this is better. This is slightly better. What, I mean, 45 ticks per second, 47 ticks per second. I don't know what to believe. Is my math wrong? I mean, I'll take almost 50 hertz to update the frequency of this thing. Is this the right way of going about it? Is this my head? Oh man, I was really hoping to put the toilet bowls on this this model. And by toilet bowls, I mean the side plates for Wheatley. I've got these things, and into them plug Wheatley's handles. So these things, they're meant to socket on the side of him like this, so they can move kind of up and down. And yeah, they're pretty solid, but I can't put them on until I figure out an appropriate way to smooth this motion. And so 47 ticks per second. Is that enough? Oh man, I found out recently, I think it was Computer File on YouTube did a video on how they were basically trying to do machine learning sort of supervised fine-tuning. And they were trying to improve the coding benchmarks, I think in particular for one of these large language models. And so what they did was they gave a smaller model privileged access to the thought process of one of these larger models, and started calling it out whenever it was lying. Because in order to get the reward, in order to get the correct result, these larger models were starting to basically lie to their human operators. They were turning around and basically pretending they had the right answer when they didn't. And so that particular kind of fudgery was present in the reasoning output of the model. And so they created this little supervisor model. And in the video, they described that what happened as a result of that is the large language model eventually learned to stop putting records of its lies in its reasoning chain. So it just stopped telling the other model that it was lying and then continued to produce garbage results. So almost like Portal, I'm pretty sure we're going to have, in like true GLaDOS fashion, we're going to have like the idiocy core, and its whole job is just to feed bad ideas to a much smarter AI. It's a weird world we live in, man. It's a very strange world. It is wild, right? It's wild that our solution to a big model not doing what we want is a little model, like with a stick, that just sits there and goes, don't do that. Here's hoping. So I've got 47 ticks per second. I've got 47 ticks per second. What's the best way? Yeah, man, sometimes you just envy the trees. Yeah. Yeah, touching grass is pretty good. Too bad that's not what we're here to do. So, So if I want to properly lerp, I think I need to set a target position and an end date. Yeah, the real grass is the idiocy cores we made along the way. That's good grass. Ganja grass. The original idiocy core. Where are we? So there's a place somewhere in the back of my memory where I remember setting up a struct to keep track of all the things to do with the state of all the servos, a little state machine. And I basically set handle sequence, where do we go? Handle action sequencer. Did I even use this anymore? It is there. Yeah, and then we run update servos. The part where they kill you. I tell you what, man, I feel like maybe this is just copium. Maybe Gabe's just taken too much of my money, but I feel like Steam is actually chaotic good. I feel like they're the good guys with just enough money, just enough fuck you money to stand up to the bigger players. Like what they've done with Gaming for Linux and everything I hear about the way that Gabe lives his life, like the dude is rolling in it, but instead of being a menace to society, he just disappears off and does, you know, submarine research on his fleet of yachts. He does like deep sea dives and things. Weird. Do you reckon once you make a certain amount of money, just the ocean starts calling? There's some sort of Cthulhu pull to the ocean depths. They're like, I have every earthly desire. We must go deeper. To the depths we go. Yeah. What's the latest with that Stop Killing Games initiative? Are they winning? I feel very much like the dad from the meme there. It's like, are you winning, son? Oh, nice. Reached both goals. How good? Because I remember, I think last I checked on it, they were really worried that a large portion, like they had to overcorrect, right? Because there was a real chance that a large number of the signatures were fake. Oopsie daisies, did I just type that into... I definitely just did that. That's not good. Alright, it still works. Yeah. Ooh, check it out though. The second I start going into idle mode, which is sort of base animation looking around, that tick rate starts to fluctuate. It's gonna mess with my math. I mean, I'm gonna mess with my math because my math is bad, but in addition to that, there will be legitimate things messing with the math. Yeah. Okay, it doesn't really ever dip below 39 ticks, 34 ticks per second. Ooh, well even. Well, I hope the stop killing games thing ends up coming through and becoming law. I feel like two really good things come out of people owning their own software. One is that these really awesome old games that people have poured huge amounts of hours into get to have a life after the market, where people can keep them going and keep enjoying them, which just feels like a no-brainer. And then the second thing is, if people are still actively playing good old games, then greedy corporate capitalist overlords are probably going to have to actually innovate and do something new instead of just shipping the same old thing year after year. I can dream though, right? 39 ticks per second, 45, 45, 38. Okay, so the thing that we were going to do was under set servos, we set the servo states as part of this. Now, servo states, if I go and where's my map? Where is my map? Show me servo states, please. Okay, it's just jumping straight to the definition of that. That's not what I wanted to do. Where is my original servo state struct? What did I do with it? Ah, okay, 5, 6, 7. Okay, it's all at the top here. Okay, so we create a map of servo states, which is one of these, right? And so our basic state machine is the current pulse being sent to the servo, the pulse that we want to send it to. Angry Wheelie. Time that we started moving, the duration. So I'm thinking we probably also need... I mean, they're sort of self-fulfilling, right? If you've got to move start time, that's probably better, because then... Yeah, because then a move deadline, you'd have to keep calculating it. Yeah. But then that begs the question: if you were to wave a magic wand and make the Death Star sentient, what would it sound like? Like, I'll show you something. See if I can pull this up. And I totally had. What did I do with the thing? Oh, here it is. Got too many tabs, man. Too many tabs. So, if we were to use something like 11 Labs, right? I feel like the Death Star would sound... Is this
I have come from the land of darkness, and I'm ready to take your soul.
Is that what a Death Star sounds like? Or is that too obvious? Maybe the Death Star just sounds like this.
My name's Emma, and today I'm gonna tell you all about the bestest place ever.
Well, hello there. Step into my lab. Look at this. Let me show you my pancake combobulator.
I like Dr. Von Fusion. He seems like a cool dude. Matthew von Schmitz. Elitist, arrogant, and conniving. That could be a Death Star personality.
I am the hand that shapes empires, the voice that commands fate.
That's fair. So it just sits there silently, just blinking menacingly. So right now, this is the Death Star personality. It's just big and angry. Fair call. we do the thing. So I need to, if we've got a move start time and a move duration, we can calculate the only watching, only waiting. Give him a little laser sound effect. So we're going to set the move duration, move start time. God, this thing. If we have an idea of ticks per second, then we sort of know. The idea is that every single tick we need to give some sort of instruction to the servos. And in order for that instruction to be appropriate, it probably needs to be proportional to the tick rate. So you know where you need to be, and you know roughly how many chances you're going to get to update the code, to update the position before you get there. So if your current time is past the start time, plus the duration, which is the deadline, then you just go full tilt, full hand, go as fast as you can. And you don't skip to the next motion until you're there. Hopefully we don't enter the situation where we're running behind. Hopefully we get there. Let's have a look at this. So I can't remember how I was using move duration originally. Current time, move duration, step up, so we bail out. Okay, let's try setting this back to manual for a second. Okay, so we're going to set the mode to manual. And I'm probably going to turn off. The tick counting for the moment. Control. Controller tick check. I have the mode here somewhere. That's what I want. I don't want that. I actually want it to be idle. So if we're idle, print the tick check. Otherwise, we don't really care. And then, yeah, let's see how we go with this. Ooh. That was angry. That was very angry. Okay. Get you to go back there for a second. This one's complaining? Oops. Upload this one more time. It's probably gonna spaz out a little bit as well. Oop, no, it didn't. Okay. Oops. I just forget that. Run action. Whoops. Okay. Every time, set action, run action. I'll copy that because I want to run that a few times and just see. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Alright, so we have the handle idle blinking, but we actually want to handle a sequence of actions. And the other problem is the way that we're setting the servo positions probably needs to honor a time component somehow. So that means for each stage in a given action, yeah, so this is the main problem. It only knows how to hold at a location for a certain period of time. Doesn't know how to... Yeah. Doesn't know how to interpolate over those milliseconds. So that means the target pulse is probably going to need So what would we say here? We would say it'd be another map, right? It'd be another map between, if we wanted to do just straight linear rather than doing any kind of exponential mapping. Like, it might be nice to have a motion that sort of speeds up as you get closer towards your... That's probably something we can do another time. So at this point, we would just do like a linear motion to dictate kind of a linear speed, and then we could focus on more fluid motions. Because I think typically when you've got something that moves organically, it doesn't just move at a fixed speed the whole way. It sort of speeds up or it slows down. Those profiles we can add later. So we would want to map the current pulse between the current pulse and the target pulse, the percentage of the way through the time that we currently are. And then we'd need to constrain that. Yeah, so to be constrain. So we would map between the... Let's do it this way. We would say... flows. Yeah, so we'd need to constrain that. We'd need to do another... We'd need to constrain... and we'd need to constrain it between 0 and the duration. which is actually going to be current action step duration milliseconds. And it would be current time minus the start time. I think we do actually need a deadline. I think we do actually need a deadline. That means each of our actions turn this back around then. This was the problem that we were running into earlier, where the move duration wasn't being honored. So what did we actually have earlier? We had as part of the blinker, care about command passing. for that servo, we set the thing and then we head back to our loop. So we've actually set our duration at this point. Maybe I should have the servo updater on a separate real-time OS task so that it's fully detached from the main loop. Kind of truly concurrent. Let's try serial debugging. Let's go. I only want to print this for one of them. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to see a damn thing. Now, servo 2 was eyelid up and down. Make this a really long look side to side. The code as written should be doing a more stable kind of glance. It doesn't seem to be. More lasers. Oops. Looks like the USB UART bridge crapped out on me. The other thing I'm wanting to do is set up some kind of modulation for the eye brightness so that it'll kind of flicker as it's talking, just to make it a little bit more emotive. And I don't know if I don't know if an electrical engineer will ever end up crossing paths with this chat, but I'm trying to build a little circuit to help me kind of steal the audio signal so that I can properly modulate the brightness of that LED in response to the audio that gets played. So I've gone and soldered together this kind of like very simple little DC bias circuit which is meant to take one of these things. Let's see if I can show you over here. So, little circuit, looks like this. And you take your headphone jack, plug it into that, and then hopefully this signal wire I'll be able to run to the back of Wheatley, and I can read that signal during each tick to configure the intensity of the LEDs, and that should add to the sensation that he's actually talking. In theory, at least. In theory. So if we go run action, glance side. To daisies. Run action, glance side. Oh god. But that was gentler. That was definitely gentler. But something I'm noticing is that in all of those ticks, it's not actually updating. Hey, good luck with that, man. Do you stream? Let's have a look at this. Just stream the process, man. Teach people how to code, how to game dev. Yeah, don't we all? Don't we all? That's regular programming. But this is the void. So, yeah, man, but aren't we all? Aren't we all in a certain way? It's just kind of you get good at the things that you practice. Plus, you know, sounds interesting what you're working on. How do I figure out why this is not updating as frequently as I'd like? And it could be some sort of underlying limitation with this PWM driver. Let's look at this. Let's do some serial debugging. Serial, print. Get that up there. Oop. He didn't die. Run. Run, action, glance, side. Hey! Sounds pretty good. Does it have a name? Hey, you start somewhere, man. Build up, step by step by step. And a finished game is, worth infinitely more than every other unfinished idea. Whatever it takes to get there. Am I crazy, or did that look like it actually... That actually looked like it almost interpolated for a second. Hey, it's shooting on purpose. I know what it feels like to do things like that. Voila. So you're using it as a toy project just to kind of learn some technology, get familiar with an engine. Your limit's 3. What did I say your limits are? Oh, min 95. Ooh, okay. Maybe we don't do that. Maybe we go 90. Maybe we go 100. Servo to 140 to 60. Yeah, I know the feeling. I feel like I run into this problem with programming where my sort of working memory for languages is only about 2 languages deep. And I'm always rotating through a pool of about 3 or 4 languages. So my day job, I'm using TypeScript and Python and a little bit of Rust. And over here, I'm doing C++. No idea. Like, very much a scrub at C++. Hey! Walking sim demo. That could be the next Death Stranding. Walking sims are big, man. Alright, I've ducked the camera off for a second. Well, you should share it around, man. If you're making something, put it out there. Because I guarantee people will be interested. God, what am I doing here? Run, action, glance, side. Right. I think it's rushing through it too quickly somehow. Oh. Yeah, you have to be careful when you tell people about your ideas sometimes. Otherwise, that's a different position. Yeah, you have to be careful when you tell people that you're working on something, because the second you let that cat out of the bag, they want to know everything about it. Also, people only get the chance to look at something with fresh eyes once. It's cool that they're interested, though. Good friend. So there's a thing here that I think I'm doing, which is pretty dumb, where because current time is ticking up. Oh, nice. And I wish I had time for more musical stuff. But alas, there's only 24 hours in a day. There you go. Doing it all, man. Making music, making games. That is a lot. There's a lot. Yeah. Every tiny little simple thing I make gives me more respect for people who make finished products of just about anything. It's just the amount of work that goes into making the simplest things. Through the roof. So, stay at current pulse. But I've just... Oh. What have I actually done here? Why are we burning through all the updates in one go and then not updating at all between them? Get rid of this for now. There is something fishy going on here. I'm gonna slap my head when I figure it out. Note to self. Always end with a new line. Cool. Thanks for dropping by, my dude. It's nice to meet you, and yeah, hopefully we'll catch you again. have a look at this. Why is everything flashing like this? Really weird. Try quitting C-Line. Up again. What is going on here? What happens if I go file, invalidate caches? See if that fixes it. It's very annoying. I have no idea why that's blinking so aggressively. Oh, need some dark chocolate energy. I wonder why this keeps changing. It's so annoying. Why it's only just happening now. It's something with the code itself. Yeah. Okay, we're turning off Playing Party for now. Cool. Alright. See if we can get this guy blinking again. A few other things I need to change first, actually. So inside the action sequencer as well. Which is here. Handles, wait, action sequencer. I also need to set the start pulse equals to the current pulse. And then also handling inside pass command as well. So that's in here. Where'd I put it? Somewhere down this way. We got pass command. Servo none. Servo none. Start pulse, current pulse. Okay, that should be good. And then the same thing for set eye opening. Which should be down here. Which requires us again to extend 0 and 1. So I feel better with those actually up here, so I might do it up here. Conceptually, it feels cleaner to have those closer together. Cool. And then the final place should be start action. Okay. Equals this thing. Oh crap! Not that. Not that. Current pulse? That is it. That's the thing. Okay, so effectively what we're doing here then is the state is going to be interpolated based off where it started and then scaled across progress, whereas before, right, yeah, whereas it's a big jump and it's only a relatively small jump if current pulse starts at a low value. So let's see if we can build that, see if that compiles first. Did I blow anything up? Nope. Upload a monitor, let's go. Okay. I mean, he's kind of moving. He's moving at a much slower pace now. Oh, that's so creepy. That's so creepy. I sort of liked him before when he was angry. Right, every now and again we get a real drop in ticks per second, but that's okay. Okay, that's a start. Let's cancel out of that for now. What do we got? Cool. So that should hopefully be one checkpoint. So that means we've kind of got the interpolation thing working. Can actually hear the servos groaning a little bit, trying to get closer to where they want to be. I think it's just that top one though. I think everything else is fine. Just that top one doesn't have a very advantageous lever to lift the top eyelid, so it sort of struggles a bit. Then actuators 4 to 7 mounted and moving. Okay. That requires me to do some set servo stuff. See what happens. Okay, cool. So let's say, for example, I want to do some basic commands. A little scrap board here. So let's go set eye opening. And I want that to be let's set it to 10% open over, say, 5 seconds? What was that? It did not work the way I wanted it to at all. Okay, what dumb thing have I done now? Okay, that worked. Why didn't the other one work? Why did it suddenly snap itself shut? Sleepy Wheatley. That's actually kind of cool. Alright, so if I set it all the way to 0 then. And if I want him to sort of sunrise. Okay, that's working. That's working. So then if I wanted him to be a little bit snappier, I'd do something like this. And probably make it a little bit faster than that. 200, 200. Yeah, cool. Set mode idle. Oh god. Okay. So I can probably afford to make the blink a little bit more aggressive now. I kind of like the speed the first time round. I wonder if it's getting in its own way a little bit. That's okay. Comment that out for now. Alright, so if we're trying to get the other actuators plugged in, we should probably start with these side bits. Which servo was that? Number 6. So Let's try finding the extremes of Servo 6. Okay, that's full closed. Then if I want it to... What's the minimum for Servo 6? I don't even remember anymore. Servo 6, what'd I say you were? 0? Oh, okay. Full range on Servo 6. That's how you know my 10 o'clock brain is really in full swing. Because I just sent a command and I was asking myself, why isn't it working? You know, why could it possibly not be working? Because I have not plugged it in. You idiot! Okay. How did I say I was going to do this? I said I was going to faff about with maybe the default sizes first. I'm a little worried about the default angle for some of these other servos. Like, you can see on the side here. Don't worry, all of this is going to be covered up by other stuff later, like this plate going right over the bot here. So he'll have a little bit more modesty, and I don't know, I don't think I need to put something there, but it will be slightly more complete then. What have I done wrong here? Well, for starters, we have servo number 4 and servo number 5 hooked up but not, well, mounted but not hooked up. What number was this meant to be? This must be the top one then. All outer, tilt up, tilt down. This has to be servo. Oh. And servo 7 has to be the eyebrow. Yeah, okay. Okay, servo 7's the rearranged one. Alright, so what I'll do is I'll turn the eye power off for now. I don't want to shock the system by plugging something in and then drawing a whole bunch of extra current. But that means you turn off for now. And we're going to start plugging some more shit in. Yay! Okay. How are we doing this? We're going to, first off, take you and unplug you. I think that's the first protocol. The other really scary thing is I have these mounted, but I don't know what the defaults are for them. So let's plug each of these in, and then I might unmount some of the servos just to give me a bit of breathing room in case it decides to force itself into a really awkward position. Okay, and for those of you who are unaware, this is what the back of Wheatley looks like. It's a great big mess of wires and just junk. But it's accessible, so at least there's that. So servo 0123 are all for the eye inner mechanism, blinking, looking around. These next parts are actually for the outer movements of the eye. I'm not sure how much use I'm really going to get out of these. I don't know if they're going to be useful or a bit too sort of clumsy, but we'll see. Oh my god, how do I get you to not be a colossal pain in the backside? My hand is definitely getting to the point where my fingers are too fat to reach in here. I'm gonna do this. Maybe needle nose pliers are the better way of doing this. I can barely reach the back there. Like I have... Ooh, if I unplugged something? I feel like I just unplugged something. I have. In fact, I have probably unplugged. Yeah, of course. So I've gone ahead and unplugged, I think, the ground pin. Or, I don't even know where that connects to. I've gone and disconnected the ground pin for the LEDs. There it is. Okay. Ignore me, just being a scrub, causing problems that I'm going to have to fix. There we go. Okay. So, learning from my mistakes, let's see if I have access to some needle nose pliers or something. Pretty sure I have a big box of tools over here. Somewhere in here. Wire strippers, I've got a soldering iron. But none of those things are what I'm really after. What I'm after... So much junk. So poorly organized. What did I do with it? I had this bag somewhere. Or I had been leaving those pliers. What the hell did I do with it? Yeah, I should definitely have those tools on the ready. I wonder what I did with that. Maybe the knot somewhere? Like, I can probably fit... Oh, let's see. This will do it. Instead of worrying about needle nose pliers, which I have actually found, thankfully. Here they are. Instead, I've got a little pair of tweezers, which I think will do just as well. Stuff in and out of that wall. Okay. So the goal is, before I wrap up, to try my best to get those last 4 actuators connected. So there are 4 more sitting around this eye assembly, and they're all kind of disconnected like this. It's obviously not great. Not great for testing if I can't plug the damn thing in. I totally should have done this before mounting these in here. Doing this after the fact is really fiddly. There's the first one. Now, I really hope that it actually was servo 4, because if it's not, I'm in trouble. So process of elimination, was that servo 4? That was servo 4. Cool. So I'm not completely cooked. Okay, servo 5? No. 6. This is servo 6 with an S on it that looks like a 5. That's really helpful. We're gonna try and pull this wire under here. Alright, Servo 5 coming in hot. If I can get that first little bit out of the way. This is so weird trying to line this up through the eyeball itself. Oh my god, so close. So close yet so far. And I've just realized I've gone and stuck Servo 4 in the wrong spot. Not in terms of the wrong bay, but I've not plugged the 3 pins up properly. Sort of shifted it one over, which is not great. It's a mess. Okay, so I fixed Servo 4. That's kind of where it should be. Servo 5. Should be right after it. A little bit really help. All right, that's Servo 5 in. I'm gonna go the same. We're gonna do the same thing for the other two. Ooh. Okay. Last two. Servo 6. Wow, that is difficult to access. Maybe if I just bring this over the top, that might actually be a little bit easier. And I can just kind of align it top to bottom instead of having to worry about pushing it over to the side. Oh my god, finally. Okay. That's number 6. And I can just feed those wires back in. Get out of the way. And the very lucky last. Very lucky last. Servo 7. / 8. Yeah. Ooh, is that gonna do it? Come on. Please be the easiest of the lot. Hey, I think we did it. Okay. That's ridiculous. Alright. Hopefully I haven't unplugged anything else while I was rummaging around doing that. I feel like I almost certainly have. But now's the time to find out. There is somewhere in here a little ground wire that is very easy to unplug, and I'm just going to make sure that I haven't gone and done that again. No, that seems to be okay. Okay. This is going to be a little bit violent when I turn this thing on. So, two things that need to happen before I power this on again. Need to take the safety caps. Yeah, thanks, Insmon, man. It will be alive very soon. It was blinking and looking around earlier. But, I've had to turn him off for a second because I'm actually hooking up the rest of the actuators. So I'm hooking up these other little motors that are designed to kind of make the eye look left, right, swivel around, do that sort of thing. Actually done here. Why is this... Is this stuck? Shouldn't be stuck. Okay, cool. Oh, man. Yeah, well, fingers crossed, if I don't blow anything up right now, I might be able to turn it on for you, so give me a second while I wrestle with my own incompetence. Ooh, maybe this is an easier one to unplug? I feel like that might be an easier one to unplug. Maybe this one. Just need one of them to come out so that I don't pop the whole model by setting it to its initial state. Okay. Oh, thank you. Okay. So that's that thing. That's this thing. Let's see if I can get this out. Come on, you bladder. Just do it this once so that I don't rip the whole damn thing apart. You know what I might actually do for this? Special little tool to the rescue. That's it. Okay, cool. So with that removed, I should be able to pop this out. Now, the reason why I'm doing that is there are 4 actuators around the outside of Wheatley's eye, and when I turn the system on for the first time, I have no idea where those motors think they are, but they're all going to be set to a specific location. And if that location is wrong, the entire eye is going to try and move itself in a way that it physically can't. And the only way it's going to be able to resolve that difference is if it tears itself apart, which I'd really rather it not do. So, all of these are disconnected now, which means it should just be the eyeball itself. So, without further ado, let's plug this back in and see how we go. Means taking this thing, plugging it in. That's power. That's power. Oh man. Fingers crossed, right? Okay. Oh man, okay. Wheatley's looking a little bit more alive than I am. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, yeah, I guess I'll give you a bit of a run through. The plan is to give this guy an AI personality and have him trash talk while I play games. I've been working on this for, a couple of nights a week. Yeah, tell me, I'm all ears. That's something. Yeah, so, as you said, he is more than alive than you. I have some coffee. I'm probably going to crash pretty soon. I think, I appreciate the recommendation. I'm probably going to save my caffeine for about 8 hours from now. So I'm going to make like my eyeball and get some shut-eye soon. But for now, it's good that this bit's working. I'll give you a bit of a pitch on what he does or what he will do eventually. So the thing that I've been building up step by step is I built this, 3D printed this from a design by a guy called Random Swede. Thank you. There's a really cool guy called Random Swede who made an animatronic model of Wheatley, and he had big ambitions for the project. He kind of designed it to be actuated like this, and he went and he built it all and he got it lit up, but he didn't write any code to really do the full set of animations. So I'm sort of picking up where he left off, and I've taken his model, I've built it, and I'm going to see if I can take it one step further, write some code to actually control and move and make Wheatley blink and look around like this. And as a little extra addition, I want to get him to commentate as I play games. So hopefully down the line, I'll be able to, with whoever's in chat, come up with a description of a personality that you'd like to see in this orb, and we'll give that personality a color for its eye so that you can recognize it. We'll give it a voice, and then we will load up that personality and have it commentate on chat, on games, on all sorts of things. So that's the big project. Thank you kindly. Yeah, so that's the idea. That's where we're gonna go. And yeah, if you'd like to join us for the journey, I'd love to have you. Some days we make good progress. Oh yes, in the future we can have the robot say that. Thank you, man. My yes, my brain is a full cup, which means all new information causes something else to overflow. But yeah, so we are getting there, slowly but surely. Today ended up fixing the interpolation a little bit, so that means that when I turned on Wheatley the first time, he was a really aggressive blinker. Like every time I told him to blink, he would close really sharply and then open. I've been able to modify the code a little bit so that he can be given a duration, and that means that I can get him to move slowly or quickly, which should mesh nicely with the animations. And so yeah, that's kind of the long and the short of it. I think the very next thing, and I'm probably not going to have time to do this tonight, but the very next thing is going to be these actuators here. So, oh god, what'd I do? These two things. So these are the next two steps in Le Plan. I'm feeling very much like Charlie Day right now. Burned out. But we're going to come back to it. So we are going to come back to it. Yeah, figure out what the tick rate is for the current code. I did do that. Thank you. Thank you kindly for the vote of confidence. I appreciate it. We're at the stage of the project now, which is like the slow ramp up to productivity. And yeah, once I get those other 4 actuators, which control sort of the tilt and looking up and down for Wheatley. I'm going to put the toilet bowls on, which are these things. These are sort of like the side plates that go over Wheatley. They sort of stick on the side of him like this and this. And then after that, I should have a fully functional portal core, personality core. I'll need to stick the handlebars on as well, which can move. They're these kind of dinky little handlebars, which will sort of sit over the top and act as kind of like an eyebrow for old mate. Be surprised and all the rest of it. Anyway, that is going to be a journey for another time, I think. And yeah, so any suggestions, send me a message. I'm going to be kind of trying to crowdsource the software side of this project, which I'll be getting to very, very soon. I've had to do some very, very dodgy electronics to get some of this working already. But it's coming along. We're going to get there, man. We are going to get there. So what do we got? I feel like it's time to probably rate a person and call it a night. So who's a lovely person that we can go and have a go at? Let's have a look at this. Let's go have a go at this person. Oh, they're not in front of their computer. Probably not that person, hey. Blah blah. Search and filter tag English. Be good, Wheatley. Make sure you don't tear yourself apart. Let's go attack this guy. Alright, cool. Oh, thank you everyone for your time, folks. We're going to see you next time for more of this nonsense. And yeah, we're getting close to the point where we can have some fun. Anything else?
You don't pay the price for, the full string every single time. Invader Jim, thank you for the raid. Welcome. Thank you very much. So, Radix 3 basically, in practice, can really be thought of one way of making a string hash map. And there's techniques for implementing it. Could it improve PHP arrays? For all you know, PHP arrays might already be implemented with a Radix 3. I honestly, genuinely do not know. Probably not. I suspect that Radix 3s are probably more of a specialty data structure. Like, you can implement string hash maps, but I suspect they they are more useful for more specific use cases than other approaches, though I might be wrong. Collisions, well, collisions in a Radix 3 don't really happen, because if you store the same word twice, you know, basically in a hash map, the same key corresponds to only one value. So if you try to save the same key twice, the assumption is that you're either overriding or you're doing something wrong. So there's that. And keep in mind, you keep the entire string in memory. So it's not like you're only storing the hash. You're not storing the hash.
That is very, very cool.